I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in to CKJ Crypto News today. We have a very, very, very special guest in the house. Thanking crypto, everybody. Woo!
Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate being on here.
Oh, I'm telling you, to be honest with you, I'm extremely honored to have you on the show. I can really say, when people say this, you're one of the first people I started watching. You truly are one of the first people I started watching.
Wow.
Yeah, I love your delivery, your the content you create. You're pretty much very informative and straight to the point. You know, people can tune into your channel and know they are going to get straight to the news and get some very valid information. I'd like to thank you for everything you do for the crypto and XRP community.
Appreciate it, man. I tune into your show as well. I love what you're doing for everything for the XRP community as well, man. Just help spreading the news and keep everyone informed as well.
Wow, thank you so much. I'm honored, big time. So I can tell you, I started watching your channel probably, I don't know, right before you hit 10,000 subs. Congratulations, you're at 28,000 subs.
Crazy, man. I can't believe it. I just started doing it as a hobby. I thought I was going to get maybe 200 subs, and it took off with the bull run of last year.
Wow, that's amazing. So I guess one of my first questions is, for somebody that doesn't watch Thinking Crypto or CKJ, what got you into crypto in itself? Like, how did you find crypto? Did you find Bitcoin and then maybe found Ripple? What's the little background on what started Thinking Crypto?
Sure. So a buddy of mine was telling me about cryptocurrency, and we would go out Friday nights and the weekends, get some drinks and get some wings and whatever, right? A bunch of us. He was like, "Hey, have you heard about Bitcoin or Ethereum?" I'm like, "What? What are you talking about, dude?" And then I would go back drinking my beer, right? And then he made some really good amount of money off Ethereum because he bought it low, like in the $9-8 days.
Whoa.
He got it that early. So when I actually saw the money he made and the new car and stuff like that he was driving, what? Okay, now I'm gonna listen to you.
Yeah.
And he was personally doing invested in Ethereum, and then he was also invested in XRP.
Okay.
And that's where I was like, okay, all right, you got my attention. So I started researching, and that's where I learned about Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then XRP. And then I'm like, when I'm looking at the facts and approaching this logically, why isn't XRP number one when it's going to be used by banks?
Yeah, exactly. Wow, that's amazing. So basically, you ran into Bitcoin first and Ethereum, and then that led you into XRP. And then what? Like, when I first found XRP, like the first few lines I read, it like clicked. Like, this is the one. Like, it made sense. Like, far as, first thing was just saying, okay, we're here to replace 40-year-old technology, which was Swift. And this is just new, and this is amazing. And I was like, wow, okay, so I can kind of see what they're doing. And I kind of understood what they meant, like, as far as, working with regulators and instead of against them. That kind of made sense to me. What's your take on that?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I don't see any of these Bitcoin people storming the Washington, D.C. trying to take the government back in whatever way. That's just, like, I get it, an ideology. But at the end of the day, I said it on my channel, like, who do you think is controlling Bitcoin now? Who are the big players, the millionaires, the whales? There's a lot of bankers. Don't be fooled by Jamie Dimon saying, the comments he made. All those guys have Bitcoin. And so at the end of the day, it's like the thing that you're criticizing XRP about is happening even on a worse level, Bitcoin.
Wow, that makes sense. That makes sense completely. So, one thing is, like, since I started making videos, it seems like, it has been an extended bear market. So my one thing is, from all the research you have done, what's kept Thinking Crypto strong? Strong hands as far as Thinking Crypto that said, I know I'm on the right path. This is going to be enormous. What keeps you strong?
Funny enough, it's just definitely I have some mentors in my life where these folks, based on the industry I work in the digital marketing industry. I work with many different verticals and industries and companies. And, those folks have told me about money they've made off of Google and Amazon. And I remember hearing about Google and Amazon back in the early 90s, but, I was young then. And then I studied that. I always been a tech geek, and I'm like, wow, if I could have had the opportunity to buy Google stock or Amazon, and I would be rich right now. And when I look at all of it, right, going back to facts and logic, it took a long time for that to mature, right, for it to actually get to $1,000 per Google stock or Amazon, whatever it is now. So in that foundation, I had in me just because of the people I've spoken to, but also just like I tried to do on my channel is not invest with my emotions, because then you'll be a roller coaster and you'll be depressed and you can't sleep and all that. Right? But you look at the facts. Okay, what is actually happening? And when you have like actual facts of big money getting in, your Fidelities, your TD Ameritrades, and you see the moves being made by Wall Street in these different industries, then I'm like, okay, I can at least hold to that. And that's what I've been doing. And then of course I always encourage people to look back at the charts. It has grown year over year incrementally. Like, that is actual facts. I know some people enter the market and they're like, okay, yeah, it's a month. Why haven't I become a millionaire? Like, dude, that's not how it's going to work. So those are the things I would say that what keep me anchored during like the bear market and the drops. It's like, okay, I've already seen who is getting in and what's happening.
Exactly.
I'm not going to be moving from this.
Wow. I think you're right on the money with that too. Like, one thing I'm really excited about is, since we've both been in crypto about a year or better, you've been in longer than me, from the beginning of the year when basically, like you said, Jamie Dimon, Bitcoin's a bubble and this ain't going to make it, and just so many people down in crypto, to where we are today with Bach coming out and Fidelity and BitGo and these different institutions. What do you think is going to happen as far as this ecosystem that they're creating? I mean, like you said, some big players are getting involved. Do you think they've been manipulating this the whole time behind the scenes, or what's your take on these big players getting involved?
Yeah, I think there's definitely manipulation happening now, and it's a young market, so they can easily do it. I mean, because I think I was talking to I know some people on Wall Street, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying they're telling me some super secret items, but the things that they've done in the stock market as well, they apply it here. Like, they'll buy over the counter, not go through the exchanges, and then they'll dump or buy on the market accordingly, like to keep the price at wherever they want it within whatever range. And that's why we've been seeing sideways movement, because logically, if the market was in a bear mode and people are losing confidence, you would think the price would go down. It's been hovering in a range, is like just going straight, but
exactly.
Mini roller coasters. So it's like right there, you can tell that is manipulation.
Wow.
Right there. But they can only keep that up for so long, right?
Exactly.
Because the major players are getting in, and guess what? They're not going to allow that to happen. With the big money, as they roll in the big money, it's going to stabilize the market. It's going to be less volatility, and then they're going to have to mature a bit. In a sense, they're trying to move it to where the stock market is. There's going to have to be some maturity. And less pump and dump.
Exactly.
Backed, Fidelity, Ameritrade, these are going to be big. They're going to open up the floodgates, I absolutely believe. And that in conjunction with the SEC Bitcoin ETF, I think that's, just my opinion, will be the major catalyst.
No, I think you're actually right on the money with that, because actually, like you said, at the end of the day, I think everybody's on the same page. As far as the Bitcoin people saying, okay, XRP is a banker's coin. But we know at the end of the day, we reviewed the technology. It's not a banker's coin. It's amazing technology that's brought to the people. And just like, we're going to buck against the system. Well, at the end of the day, look what's happening in front of us. It's clear manipulation. I don't know if you was following the thing with the ZRX listing. But, three out of four of the... Three people were on the ZRX advisory board from Coinbase, and then it got listed. So then I read an article basically says, this any other time, traditional finance market, this would have been a violation from the SEC, but now the market is unregulated because we are pioneers, which they've been able to take advantage of this situation, just like you said. And I think regulation is going to be a good thing. It'll bring more stability to the market and less manipulation and better opportunity, just like you said, right on the money with that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We're certainly pioneers. We're ahead of the curve, and we got to put up with this nonsense a bit. In the early stages, they're taking advantage of it. But that's why I try to, some people think I'm being repetitive, but I try to reiterate these things because they miss the aspect of that aspect. Like, there's a bigger macro level thing going on here. These big whales and banks and whatever, they're manipulating it because they're trying to make as much money as possible. And you got some Wall Street guys who are experts at pump and dump and what do you call it, bull traps and all that.
Yeah, exactly.
They know how to get you, man. They know how to get you. They use algorithms. They use computers. Dude, it's all mapped out. It's easy for them.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
once you realize that you just hold and you just be patient, you'll be all right.
Wow. One thing I noticed is thinking crypto is always way ahead of the game as far as creating content. Like you actually had the founder of Omni, I think it's Tom McLeod.
Yep.
You had him on the show about 8 months ago, and it's like everybody just now heard of Omni, and everybody's, what's this Omni, and what's the ecosystem that they're creating through Omni. And then you had, the Exodus Wallet VP, Chris Merkel, and, I'm just throwing all three out there so you can touch on all three, and Adam Williams from CryptoCon, and thinking crypto is going to be at CryptoCon at the end of this month. Can you tell us a little bit about, Tom McLeod and then CryptoCon and the other guy, Chris Merkel, being on the show?
Sure. So Tom, funny enough, when the news was announced, and this I believe was published in the New York Times and at Bloomberg and so forth, where Omni raised like $25 million.
Yeah.
Half of that was Ripple XRP, which is crazy, and the other was cash. So I did a video about that, and then I tagged him and I messaged him, and I was like, hey, would you be willing to talk a bit about your funding from Ripple? And he's like, sure. I was like, wow, okay. I just threw it out there, man. I was just throwing the line out, see what would, what would bite.
That was amazing. That was amazing, because he just got funded like 25 million XRP, right?
Yep.
Now, what's his plans to grow the ecosystem with that XRP?
Yeah, sure. So at that time when I did the interview back in January, I asked him, I said, are you guys going to be leveraging XRP in your ecosystem? He said, I can't talk about that yet.
I remember that.
Yeah, lo and behold, I kept emailing them, like pestering him and his PR people, like, hey, any updates? What are you guys doing? He's like, nothing yet. Then we had the news recently of them integrating XRP in phase 1 as a cash out option.
Wow.
And then I was like, dude, you have to do an interview with me. So I did the interview, but however, I need to reshoot it with him. There were some issues with the video. He just wanted to redo it. I'm going to actually do the interview tomorrow. So I'll have the video up tomorrow. But man, they are doing what the Spring Initiative said it's going to do. They're going to inject XRP into these ecosystems and marketplaces, and that's going to be a big utility. I know everyone is focused on XRapid. That is the biggest one, right? Yeah. But this one is big too, man. You think about these smaller marketplaces and ecosystem. Think about the volume that's going to be moving, and with Omni being the like if you wanted to rent my bike for the weekend, you could just send me XRP. I get my XRP payment. You get the bike, and I take my XRP, hold it, or cash it out.
Wow. I think that's a really, really good idea. That's actually an amazing idea. That's for sure. And you're gonna have him on the show again tomorrow. Yeah.
So I'm gonna be doing the interview with him tomorrow. So I'll have that up. So it's not just Omni. Obviously, you got Scooter Braun involved with his. With musicians and artists, how they can monetize their content. There's a whole bunch of other companies. So I hope, I think many of you guys, even you yourself, you guys have heard about the Spring Initiative, but I don't think it's getting that much coverage on, obviously XRapid, because it's going to be leveraged by banks and so forth.
Exactly.
Yeah, but Spring is also going to be a big driver of utility for XRP.
Wow, that's amazing. Believe it or not, I've always said on my channel that basically, of course people want to see the partnership with XRapid, but I've always said a partnership with XCurrent is just as good, because it exposes the institution to Ripple. Basically, once they use XCurrent and they see how amazing it is and the fees they save, and guess what? There's another option to save even more fees through XRapid. I mean, I think it's only a no-brainer. And I think David Schwartz is the one who even said that too. Let's expose them to, the technology first, and then I'm pretty sure they'll be on board. And everything he says has come the truth so far. So that's amazing.
I think just yesterday he was like correcting some fudsters on Twitter. It's so funny where he explained, dude, this is how multi-hop works. Like an XCurrent client can even communicate with an XRapid client, or can even leverage XRapid as needed, because they've now integrated all the products seamlessly, where it doesn't matter what the hell they come on with, they can jump through the product suite as needed based on
that's amazing. One thing I'm kind of like really I'm telling you, when I first heard of CryptoCon, I think I started jumping around in my house. It's just and this is like the first one. This is like the first CryptoCon in Vegas, right?
Yeah, well, at the World CryptoCon, I believe so, if I'm not mistaken. I know there's been other events like your blockchain this or crypto this, but as far as the World CryptoCon, yeah, I think CryptoCon, for the most part, it is the first in Las Vegas. And it's going to be at this brand new hotel. The Aria Hotel is supposed to be a super high-tech hotel.
Wow.
So looking forward to seeing that. And let me see. I think they contacted me and asked if I was interested in going and if I wanted to promote it. And I was like, yeah, sure. So I asked for an interview with Adam White, who's one of the co-founders.
Yeah, Adam. Adam. You had him on the show. He seems like a really down to earth, really, really cool dude too.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy. So I'm looking forward to grabbing some drinks with him when I get there. And of course, you got the major players in the market. You got your Charlie Lees, your Tim Draper. Charlie Shrem, and a whole bunch of other people is going to be at Brock Pierce. So it should be a good time. Of course, I'm going to be debating XRP and Bitcoin and Litecoin with them. Bitcoin is going to be there.
Wow. So, I would love to see Charlie Shroom. He's like definitely one of the OGs in the game as far as banking on Bitcoin and some of the adversities he's went through.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what people don't realize. There's been like a lot of players behind the scene that's been putting up this fight for years and years. Like, like the Charlie Shrooms and, that whole crew on banking on Bitcoin that's involved in that documentary. But like, we're so much more farther than them as far as like, with Bach and institution and like people are actually, a lot of people didn't hold strong to this point, but like we're almost to that. We're to the Golden Gate right now, I believe. As far as I think what Bach even comes out December 12th or something, or.
Yeah, December 12th. It's the first domino, man, because as soon as, they made their announcement, then you start hearing about your TD Ameritrades, your Fidelity, and then, we hear the news about Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley also working on their custody services and trade desk. No one wants to be left behind, and they don't want someone to steal, eat their lunch, so to speak, right? And there's money to be made here, man, and they're all gonna, drop soon, man.
Exactly. I think what inspired them all the most is once, I don't know if you caught the article of Binance, he made $800 million in 1 year. 800. When they heard that, that's when I guarantee they all made them phone calls. We're starting Bach and Fidelity and this and that. They all jumped on board. I hate to jump around, but you also gave, 10 tickets to CryptoCon, and you had a contest for CryptoCon?
Yeah, Adam was gracious enough to give away 10 tickets. So it was 5 pairs. So the idea was the person, if you wanted to participate, you had to tweet you holding a sign saying, I want to go to World CryptoCon. You had to tag your buddy or a friend who you would bring with that second pair of tickets. And then we selected the winners, I think, a couple of weeks ago. And so 10 tickets in all. So it was really nice of Adam to do that.
Wow, that's amazing. That's going to be huge. So Thinking Crypto is going to be at CryptoCon, meeting people, talking, signing autographs. Huh?
I don't want autographs.
Now they're going to want your autograph. They're going to want, let's get selfies with Thinking Crypto. You're a star now.
Man, there's going to be some bigger stars there, though, man. I'm going to be a small fish compared to who's going to be there. There's other YouTube channels going, too. And I think they're going to do, if I'm not mistaken, kind of a panel maybe with some of the YouTubers.
Oh, okay.
To discuss crypto. We'll see how, I don't know if I'll make it on there. There's quite a few YouTube channel attending.
Are you going to stream from there at all or make a video from there? Or, you're going to keep us posted on what's going on? Or what's your plan as far as that aspect?
Yeah. So I plan to do some videos of some of the panels and some quick videos, like if I run into Charlie Lee or Bitcoin Ben or something, ask them a few questions and get everyone's take, like, hey, when do you think the next bull run's going to start? Not financial investment. Just, some fun questions. I think definitely going to do that. Okay,
that's going to be amazing, man. Have a lot of fun. Good luck out there, that's for sure. I wish I was attending. We're winding down. My next 3 questions we didn't talk about prior, but it's really popular questions that people ask me all the time. And like I said, I'm not really sure as far as price predictions, but price prediction is a really, really popular question from the XRP community. My question to you is, what do you think the end of the year price is, or hoping for XRP?
Personally, I was hoping for $10 to $15. I'm still holding to that because obviously XRP is live, but we're waiting for the 3 institutions to roll out on it fully. I think people have to understand that these companies, they can't just flip a switch overnight. They got to go through testing, soft launch, hard launch. There's a lot of trial and testing that has to be done, and I think as Windows 3 go live, and maybe we hear some other news from Ripple, especially like more companies in the Spring Initiative go live, I think we could see that. We can't predict the future, obviously, but I'm still holding to that between $10 to $15 per XRP. I think that's certainly possible. I know some people have way bigger price predictions, like your 589s and all of that. And I'm not messing with that. If that, though, don't get me wrong, I want that to happen. My life would change. All of our lives would change. Big time. But I have to be realistic as well, and be a bit conservative with the price prediction, and realistic as well.
Yeah, I agree with you 1,000%. That's what I'm shooting for too. Like I said, I believe we'll see the $4 like we saw easily. And like I said, that was just off speculation. This is going to be off real partnerships and real utility and production X Rapid ready. So like you said, 10, 15, and Lord only knows how high we're going to go from there. That's for sure.
If not, it's sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say if it doesn't happen, then I think it might happen in Q1 2019, and we're seeing like you guys like Mike Novogratz and so forth. All these guys are saying the SEC might release or give an approval for Bitcoin ETFs then, and I think that could spark a bull run. And coupled with Ripple's utility with XRP, I think the price could definitely shoot up.
Wow, quickly. I agree. I guess for like a little bit of helpful information out there, I watched one of your videos that helped me out a lot. You've done a demo on your UPHOLD. You've done a demo on using UPHOLD, how easy it's UPHOLD to use. What exchanges do you recommend for maybe somebody that's just new to crypto completely?
Oh, sure. Even though I have my complaints with them, and they're kind of annoying, with the whole XRP debacle, is Coinbase is definitely the easiest way where, my mom could probably go on and use it, right? Just from an interface standpoint. So if you're really brand new, but then I think as you learn and you understand that process, you can move on to other exchanges, which they don't have all the bells and whistles, but it's still efficient and can help you do things, pretty quickly. And UPHOLD, I definitely use them to purchase whatever XRP I still do purchase in the dips. I know in New York there's an issue because New York has a bit license thing going on, so a lot of exchanges have a problem there. But UPHOLD is definitely pretty good. They have Bitcoin, XRP, Litecoin, Ethereum, Basic Attention Token, Dash. So they have a pretty good amount, and it actually allows you to seamlessly transfer between those coins.
Oh, really?
Yeah, very easy. So you can transfer like all your Bitcoin to XRP, and of course the reverse. I think I was mentioning to you that one of my cash out strategies, because UPHOLD right now, I think their withdrawal limit, if I'm not mistaken, is like 10 to 12,000. Yeah. Now, preparing for when the price goes significantly high, Coinbase has more liquidity, allowing you to wire like $250,000 if needed, and their withdrawal is like 25,000 per day. So I would essentially maybe move my XRP to UPHOLD, quickly do the swap between XRP to Litecoin, send that Litecoin to Coinbase, cash it out right away, withdraw the money via wire or daily 25,000. Now, if UPHOLD expands the limit, then I don't need to do that. But right now, just looking at all avenues, and remember, like each exchanges, they give you a limit per week, so you can diversify, so to speak, how you reach out. So I highly recommend everybody spreadsheet this out so you have a plan in place.
Wow. Guess what, guys? I might have to put in the title Master Exit Plan on this video because you broke it down. I just actually learned something from you. Yeah, basically if you shift your Litecoin to Coinbase, and Coinbase, like you said, has high liquidity, so it's easier to cash out from on that angle. Wow, that's huge. Yeah, me personally, like I said, I still have UPHOLD and Coinbase, and Coinbase is working behind the scenes saying they're trying to be the most compliant exchange. I think in the future that will hold some weight. But as far as like guys that's been in crypto for a while, and we've seen how you list, and we've seen some of the things you've done, like we know. But in the future, I think maybe they're going to be a force to reckon with also. And that's not really popular amongst the people right now because everybody's pissed off because why haven't they listed XRP yet? And like Brad Garlinghouse says, it's in your best interest.
Oh
So
yeah,
that,
they're going to be forced to. It's going to come to a point where they're going to be look like idiots if they don't. They already look like idiots to a certain degree, but yes, don't get me wrong. And it's kind of a double-edged sword with them, where they're doing a lot of great things to move the industry forward, but they still have this issue here with XRP because they, as you know, like the bad blood, and of course they probably want Ripple to pay millions for the listing.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I did a deep dive on that, and my thing was Ben Lawsky, who was actually the creator of the Bit license, he gave what happened was he gave Coinbase a really hard time back in the day, and then he retired from that position and then became the advisor on Ripple.
Yep.
So I think that has something to do with it. Because Ben Lawsky, he was the most feared regulator in New York at one time, and that's what I'm excited. I guess before we go, what excites me the most about Ripple, I will say, is Ben Lawsky joined Ripple. He was a feared regulator. Then you got Ryan Zagon, you got Chris Larson and Brad Garling. I mean, they built an A team. What really, what's what excites you the most about XRP as far as versus other investments? What really excites you about XRP is just like, wow, this is going to be amazing.
Sure. So definitely it's the superior technology out of all of the cryptos there. I mean, from a speed, scalability, transaction cost. So that'll be one. Second would be the utility, because let's say it had all of those features, right? So fast and whatever, but it was being used, I don't know, for some small scale, whatever utility. I probably wouldn't be as excited, but the fact that it's going to be used by the biggest institutions in the world, and that keep our money, right? That's where we put our money, and money is what runs the world. I mean, let's be serious here, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's going to disrupt that industry, like your Ubers and your Amazons and your Googles, right? It's a disruptor. So it's bringing something better to the market, but also it's going to improve commerce in people's lives. Think about the people who work overseas and have to send money back home. They don't have to wait for 4 or 5 days. Businesses don't have to wait long. So the world will actually speed up from that sense, and people's lives will be made better. They don't have to wait forever for money. They can actually get it right away. So I think those are things that excite me. Just the technology superior, of course, the use case and utility, and of course they're expanding that now, and then it's going to absolutely change the world. I mean, I know people don't really think about this that much, but all around the world, businesses need to send money faster, and then people.
Exactly.
So it's going to be world changing.
Wow, I think you're right on the money with that too. I always joke a little bit and say, ever since the invention of the microwave, people have no patience no more. Yeah. You summed it up. On the serious side, you're right on the money as far as the technology and the lives it is going to touch and change. I mean, we've all done our homework, and even like our intuition tells us like this is going to be amazing. We're on the right track. Like you said, this is our Google, this is our Amazon, this is our opportunity to. And I kind of really stress that to people lately too, because I know some people are still on the fence and debating. And that's one thing I try to explain to people. Like, this is an amazing opportunity. I'm not a financial advisor, either thinking crypto, I believe, but just an amazing opportunity. And I guess I want to add last thing to that is like for example, Chris Larson has battled the SEC before. He's had other businesses before, and I think this was all Chris Larson's master plan, like you said, to get this technology for the people, because people are unbanked, are being taken advantage of by high fees, and so this technology, he had to work with the regulators, like you just said, to get this technology to us. But the whole world's going to benefit from XRP.
And like I said, going back to the Bitcoin people who say, well, it's a banker's coin. Dude, you're controlled by China right now. That's the U.S. government's going to be afraid to touch you and implement you in any way, right? Come on, let's be real here.
Yeah, exactly.
Massive whales who control a large volume of Bitcoin and could crash the price easily.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, Peter Thiel, right? PayPal founder, earlier investor in Facebook, guy has put millions. We know there's a lot of Asian whales as well. These really rich guys putting a lot of money into Bitcoin. And Bitcoin actually doesn't have any utility right now. Sure, people use it to trade. But I'm talking about real world utility. Like, is any significant amount of money being moved by banks, or, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Can't compare it to XRP.
Yeah, can't compare at all. I think you're right on the money with that, and that's why I'm so excited. Like for the next 60, 90 days, even the first half of 2019. Like you said, I know you're familiar with the Trump stuff coming on, and Cory Johnson is saying he's like in touch, and that's one thing about Ripple too. Most times you read articles, oh, unnamed source, this person, that. Now Cory Johnson is like, listen, we're talking to the Trump administration. There's a real concern with the China owning 80% of Bitcoin and the mining and then the wells. I mean, it's just like I think all the cards are falling right in XRP's favor.
Exactly. And funny thing enough, we talking about politics there with Trump and so forth and lobbying. Dude, I couldn't believe it when I read it. I had to like do a double read here. Like they are paying the lobbyists in XRP, which is not cash, but XRP.
Hold on.
Ridiculous.
Are you serious?
Yeah, the SAAIV, right? That coalition that has Ripple, Polysign, whatever it's called. But they are paying them in XRP, which is, I found very, very interesting.
Wow. Are you talking about the lobbyist group that went to Washington or something? I remember I seen that article and I was going to dive into it, but I think I didn't read the whole thing. But wow, they're paying them in XRP?
Yep.
Wow, that's massive. That's massive. I'm so excited to be a part of Team XRP. That's for sure. All right. Well, I guess I'm gonna let you go because I know, like you said, you had newborn and a lot of stuff going on. Congratulations on the newborn, also.
Thank you.
Is that a boy or girl?
Girl.
Oh, okay. I was like, did you name him Tony?
So that's been fun, but a whirlwind as well. And then doing all this stuff too. So I've been super busy.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. That's so. Congratulations on the new baby. And dude, I'm like truly honored. It really, really means a lot to me that you came on. I definitely wish you the best of luck in the future. And like I said, you're my go-to guy. I'll put the links of your interviews and the links to your channel. And I'm actually looking forward to your feedback on CryptoCon. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it, and I'd love to do this again. We can always talk about XRP as things progress.
Exactly.
And I'll definitely be making some videos about World CryptoCon and give my review of it as well.
Well, I cannot wait. Alrighty, man. I'd like to really, really thank you so much. For everybody that's just tuning in now, I'd like to really thank Thinking Crypto. I will leave a link in the description for his channel. Please subscribe to his channel. Like, he's straight to the point, upfront, very knowledgeable. You don't want to miss his channel, that's for sure. And the CKJ coin will pop up to subscribe to this channel. Alrighty, thank you so much, Thinking Crypto. I really, really appreciate your time today.
Thank you for having me on, man. I appreciate it.